Give you a little bit of background about me. My name is Julia Myers. I have been in real estate now for 7 years as a real estate broker. I got my license up to a managing broker, and the truth is I never ever wanted to be a real estate agent. I ask God all the time, how did I end up here? But me and my husband knew we wanted to invest in real estate. I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois, so sometimes you'll hear that little country slang come out sometimes. Examples. I had an example of an aunt. She never told me to invest in real estate, but when I was growing up, her and her husband, they owned property in the city of St. Louis. And I remember this one building in particular on Jeffrey. She lived in one side and it had renters on the other side. My aunt and her husband also owned commercial real estate. Again, she never sat me down and said, Julie, you need to learn real estate. But what I noticed is she was one of the few people in the family that ever had to ask somebody for some money. So when you put it together, it's like, oh, she got some money, and half of that has to do with real estate. So in my mind is like, one day I'm going to have to purchase real estate. That has to be the plan. But again, we forget things and we go through life. And I opened up a pole studio on 1317 South Michigan. What? I did not get on the pole. I just owned the studio with 2 other partners, and we would do girls' night out, parties and things like that. And the deal went south because when you have 3 women even with people with different vision, it's not even just being about a woman, it's people with different visions, and people think like, oh, this should be like this should be like this, and it didn't work. And I told God, I ain't never going into a partnership in that kind of capacity. Joint ventures and stuff like that, great, but I got to still have the last say so when it comes to business for me. Okay, so I closed down the studio, and I've always worked a 9-to-5 job too, doing all of this. So this was things that was always on the side. And my husband's like, well, why don't you, no, we got ready to buy our first investment property. And I get out there with the agent, and he's showing us properties, and I'm like, well, what is this? And he's like, should we buy? He looking at us, I don't know, should y'all buy? I was like, I can't make a decision like this, and I don't even know why I'm making that decision. So we did not buy, we tabled. And my husband said, well, you just cut down the studio, why don't you go to real estate school? And I was like, real estate school? I don't want to be an agent. Like pre-COVID, all those things, it wasn't my thing. So I was like, well, I'll go and at least I can learn real estate. And as soon as you get there, you realize they don't teach you how to do real estate. All they do is teach you how not to get sued, right? I got some real estate agents on here, right? So I get in the field and I'm like, well, now I'm just gonna learn everything I can learn. And I was working for a small brokerage, and he would do leads and he would feed us leads. But of course, if you're giving away a lead, what price point is that? It's gonna be very low. So I'm working with investors where we're walking in the house and I might fall through the floor. And I'm like, good Jesus. But I was learning. I probably didn't sell a pretty house until like year 2 or 3 of my career. So all that I'm literally working with investors. And when I look back, it's because I was learning the game from there. I was learning what it means to have a whole old roof and water in the basement and foundation issues and how to put a deal together. Like, you're buying it on this end, what is it going to cost on this end? How much does it cost to fix? Like, I was really in the game learning it. And that's really only way you can learn it. You can't learn real estate from just the books. You have to get out in the field, and the best way to do that was being an agent and working with clients that was flipping. So eventually I started learning, and what I learned when I started getting my pretty clients buying pretty houses, I could tell them up front, we ain't buying this. Sump pump issues, water in the basement. Like, I was helping them save as much heartache as they can on the other side of buying. So I became that agent that was like out for my clients, but at the same time teaching you, because I can't tell you, I want you to make your own decision from what you're learning while we're out in the field. Okay, so that's always been my approach.